Hey guys, Elise here, and I am back. I did take a very long break from YouTube. It's been pretty much a year since I last posted on YouTube at least, and I'm really sorry about that. It was getting too stressful for me, and it was becoming something that I felt like I had to do rather than wanted to do. But I've really wanted to start it back up, and summer break is now here, so I will have lots of time to be filming videos for you guys. And of course, while I was on break from YouTube, I learned a lot of new skills and I got a lot better at makeup, so expect higher quality videos and makeup from me. Yeah, like I said, I'm super excited to be back today. I filmed for you guys a sunset look with some blue liner, and I absolutely love how it came out. I hope that you guys are happy to see me again, and I hope you enjoyed the video. For today's look, I got inspo from this picture that I saw on Instagram. I will put it here along with the person who originally created it. And yeah, I'm just gonna zoom you guys in and we'll start on the eyes. Okay, so I have extremely oily eyelids, but I just got this new primer. It is the Urban Decay De-Slick Primer, and you can use it on your face and eyes. I will be using it on the rest of my face later on, but for now I'm gonna prime my eyes with this using my finger. And this is just gonna be like a base for our primer, so to say, because as you can see, it gives no coverage. But on my eyes, I want something that's gonna hide my veins. So I'm gonna go over this with concealer, but it's just gonna make sure that the concealer doesn't crease. So now that that is done, I'm going to be, like I said, going in with concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape in the color Fair. And yeah, I'm just gonna apply that onto my lid using a flat brush. Okay, so now that my base is applied, I'm going to be going in with my 35O palette from Morphe, and I'm just going to be taking the lightest shade in this palette, and I'm going to be setting my primer with that. Okay, so now that my base is set and there will be no creasing, I'm going to start on the eye look. So I'm going to start with a yellow. I'm going to be using the 35B from Morphe, and I'm going to be going in with this yellow color. And this is the Morphe M521. Now I'm just going in, and as you can see, I'm bringing it past my brow and into that cat eye shape. Okay, so when I did this look earlier, I mixed several different oranges for that right hue that I wanted. And the first one was this one from the Morphe 35O. It's a nice bright orange. And then I went in with the 350 and I mixed these two shades. And mixing all three of those together really created the perfect hue of orange that I wanted. And to apply it, as you can see, I did this before. And this is the M433. And I'm just going to be applying that in my crease. And again, I'm just flicking out the shadow at the end of my eye. I'm just going to be blending that out again with the M521, which has the yellow on it. And I'm just picking up a little bit more of that yellow on this brush as I blend out, and it's going to create a nice gradient. Now that that is all blended out, I'm going to be going in with the red in this palette right here. And I'm just going to pack that on and then blend it out with a larger brush. And you're going to want to pack it about halfway onto the lid. And then of course, blend it into your crease. Of course, I'm just going to blend it out using the Morphe M433, which is the brush we used with the orange. Okay, so I'm just going to pack it onto the lid once more. The reason why you're going to want to pack it onto the lid is because we're only going to do a half cut crease, and we're going to want the lid color to blend into this red nice and smooth. So we're going to want the red to be really pigmented on the lid. Okay, as you can see, that is now very intense the way that we want it. And I'm going to, again, just go back in with the big brush we used for the yellow and just really blend everything together for a seamless effect. Okay, now for the cut crease part, I'm just going to be using concealer and cutting this part. I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape again. And I like to use synthetic brushes for cutting the crease. This is a Morphe brush. As you can see, it's pretty basic. And it just came in a set that I will also link down below. And then I actually cut my crease way higher above my crease because I really like the large circular shape. And because it's going to be a half cut crease, I start with the concealer and I create a line where I want it to be, and then I use what's left on my brush to drag it out using tapping motions. And after I draw that line, I do not put any more concealer on my brush, and that creates a nice gradient from the light concealer to the dark red on the outer corner. And there you go, a nice blend. Now, I don't just want the white of the concealer, I want to put a yellow, so I'm just going to use a big flat brush and dip into the yellow from before. And I'm going to set that. And yeah, there is the cut crease, and I'm just going to do the other eye off camera. Okay, so I just finished the half cut crease on the other eye. And now it is time to go in with liner. I just got the NYX Vivid Brights liner. I'm going to be using the color Vivid Sapphire. It's a gorgeous blue color. And yeah, I'm just going to create a wing with it. Now that the wing is done, I'm going to just do the other eye off camera. Okay, so the liner is done. As you can see, it's really gorgeous. I love this color. And I'm just going to be applying mascara and then putting on some falsies off camera. Okay, so the lashes are on. I ended up using the Vegas Nay Eyeliner Bronze Beauty lashes. For the face, like I said, I'm going to be going in with my Urban Decay primer, and I'm just going to be applying that using a Real Techniques stippling brush. I've really been loving applying my primers with a brush rather than my hands because, you know, it feels more sanitary and it also really gets into your pores to fill them. Okay, now that that is applied, I'm going to be color correcting some of my trouble spots here. So I'm just going to be covering that with some green. And the color corrector that I'm using is the, I think it's Maybelline Cover Stick Corrector Concealer in Green Correct Redness. And when you color correct, you're going to want to set it with a translucent powder just so that the green doesn't move when you put your foundation on top of it. Okay, so now for my foundation, I'm going to be going in with the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation, and I'm going to be applying it to my face using my damp beauty blender. And this foundation does oxidize, so you're going to want to keep that in mind when you're picking a shade. The Tarte Shape Tape concealer is really light. I'm not the biggest fan of the consistency, so I actually like to mix it. This is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in the color Light Pale. And I like to put this like right underneath my eye. And this is a very moisturizing concealer where I find the Tarte Shape Tape is a little more on the drier side. But I also do want the coverage that the Tarte Shape Tape gives me. So I go in with it. Just gonna go in with my beauty blender again and blend all that out. I'm going in with my Laura Mercier powder in the shade Translucent, and I'm just going to bake my under eyes. If you have dry skin, I would definitely not recommend baking, but as I said before, I'm extremely oily, and yeah, baking works for me. So, and now I'm just going to be mixing those two concealers on all the other high points of my face, so starting with the Maybelline and then going in with the Tarte. And then I'm just going to set my entire face with my very well-loved Rimmel transparent powder, and I'm going to be using the Morphe R0 to apply it. And by now my under eyes are done baking, so I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia contour kit in light to medium and my Morphe E48. And I'm just going to be mixing the two highlighting shades, tapping my brush off so that there's not going to be like a lot of powder underneath my eyes, and I'm just going to sweep the bake away. Okay, so now that all of my baking and everything is done, I'm going to be contouring. I'm first going to go in with the Terracotta Bronzer by Guerlain. This is in the shade 00 because I'm very pale. And I'm going to be using the Real Techniques blush brush. I love this because of how fluffy it is. I'm just going to be bronzing up my face. I'm going to be going in with my Hoola Bronzer by Benefit, and I actually like to use the brush that it comes with just because it's nice to chisel out the cheekbones. And the reason why I use two different bronzers is because the first one that I use is a lot more warm toned, so that's like the bronzing effect, and then this bronzer is pretty cool toned, and it's gonna really define my cheekbones and give the appearance of a shadow, which is what we want to contour. And now for my nose contour, I'm gonna be going back into the Anastasia palette, and I'm gonna be using the shade Fawn, I believe. It's really cool toned, which is gonna be perfect for your nose contour. And for the contour, I'm gonna be using this brush. As you can see, it's pretty flat, and I don't like to do a nice defined nose contour. I don't have the biggest nose, but I feel like with the bronzing on the outside and then all the highlighting I do on my nose, it appears more washed out than the rest of my face. Okay, so now that that is done, we are going to give some color to my face using this Tarte blush palette. This is my favorite color. It's in the shade Icon. I like it because it's a nice mauve tone. You're probably like, what is she doing? Like, why is she smiling? It's because when you smile, the apples of your cheeks are really pronounced, and that's where you want to apply the blush. So yeah, that's why I'm smiling. Now, highlighting is quite a process for me. I use two different highlighters. This is the Mary Luminizer by The Balm. This is Opal by Becca Cosmetics. And the brush that I use is the Morphe M310, just a fan brush. This is when I also set my face using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And what I do is I already have them open in my hand, and I spray one side of my face, and then I dip my brush into both of the highlighters, and I put it on my face while my face is still wet. And this is going to create an extremely bright highlight. Now that I've highlighted my cheekbones, I'm going to switch brushes. This is the Royal & Langnickel BX90 brush, and then I'm just going to spray and highlight my nose and Cupid's bow. Now that I am highlighted and done with my face makeup, I am going to do my lower lash line, so I'm going to zoom you guys back in. For this, I'm first going to be going in with a mixture of the yellow and the orange from this palette. And I'm going to be using a nice big pencil brush. This is the Morphe E18. And now I'm going to be going in with like a very flat brush. This is the Morphe M432. And I'm going to be dipping into the red of the palette. And I'm just going to be drawing pretty much a line right underneath my lashes. Now I'm going to be taking a smaller pencil brush. This is the Morphe E36. And I'm going to be dipping just into the orange this time, no yellow. And I'm just going to blend out that red line. And now for the last step on the eyes, I'm going to be highlighting my inner corners. And honestly, any shimmery light shadow will do. My personal favorite is from the Makeup Geek and Manny MUA palette. It is this white shimmery shade. And to apply it, I'm just going to be using a pencil brush from Royal & Langnickel. And is the BX95 brush. Now for the last step of this entire look, we are going to be doing the lips, and I'm not 100% sure what lip color I want to use, but I do have some ideas, so I'm going to play around with them and then well, I guess we'll see what we're gonna do. Okay, so the shade that I ended up using was Jeffree Star's Mannequin. It's just a really nice neutral nude shade with just a hint of pink, which I think really complements the eyes. This is a matte liquid lipstick, and I don't know, I'm feeling something more glossy because of how matte the eyes are. So I'm gonna wait for the liquid lipstick to dry down, and then I'm actually gonna go in with Jouer's Skinny Dip lip topper. Okay, so that was it for the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'm so excited to be here back on YouTube, and yeah, you guys can expect more videos from me, lots of creative content. I'm really excited to be bringing that here now. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, and I love you guys so much. Mwah!